Hi there and welcome to the Tech 10 for January. Well, when I first saw this infographic that's linked here about multitasking, I wasn't terribly surprised to learn that multitasking leads to mistakes and prioritizing makes people more productive. We all know that time management and prioritizing the professional workload is crucial for all teachers, so I've been using the task toolbar within Google Calendar for ages as a way to manage my time. But I wanted a more sophisticated to-do list that would be available on a website as well as via an app for my iPad and my mobile phone. So I embarked on a search for a to-do list app and website and quickly found that most of these required paid subscriptions for about $4 and sometimes up to $10 a month. I couldn't see myself paying per month just to use a to-do list. I'd rather just have a pad of paper and a pencil. And that's when I found Wunderlist. You can create your free account by clicking on this button. And if you have a smartphone, it works for both iOS and Androids. You can install the free app too. And there's a short promotional video on this page as well. Once you start an account, this is what you will see. It'll go straight to your inbox. And here are the features I love. This free version is worth using, unlike many of the other to-do lists that I explored. It's also beautiful. It has customizable backgrounds. You can access those background options by clicking on your name, and then you select Change Background. And I'll change it just so you can see what that looks like. All right, you can create as many different lists as you like just by clicking on this plus, and then you can reorder them as you like just by clicking and dragging. I like to keep my shared lists together, so that's why I have these here. You can also invite collaborators to a list. For instance, I started a groceries list and I invited my husband to be a collaborator. Now we can both add and check things off, allowing either of us to go to the store, and we can be certain that we're getting what is needed. As you can see, our list is pretty short because we've completed many of these items that are shown as completed items, just like Google Tasks. Now you can also comment on an item. I'm double clicking on this so that you can see, and it can be really helpful, maybe except in this case. But the bonus is that if you collaborate with a partner at work, you can create a to-do list for your content, your grade level, a unit, and this list gives you the opportunity to more easily divide and conquer. You can also add a due date and a reminder to any item. So I'm going to show you that. You can add a due date as today. You can assign that list to anybody in, again, like that divide and conquer. So you can assign. And if you star an item, it automatically jumps to the top of that list, and it will also appear in your starred folder. In addition to the starred folder, you have folders set up for today and this week. These will only contain the events to which you have added a due date. So those are just a few of the features of Wunderlist. I think they're probably the most helpful to get you started, and I hope this resource helps you. Our next resource takes student-centered technology to the next level. It's an app called Erasma. I liken the Erasma app to the way QR codes work. When you open the app on your phone's camera is automatically used to view images, similar to the way that a QR reader views a QR code. But here's where they differ. Whereas a QR reader opens a web page upon viewing a QR code, Erasma is more dynamic and three-dimensional. This is called augmented reality. Erasma calls the pairing of a trigger, or picture, and its overlay, or the 3D animation or video, an aura. Those two things together are called an aura. Here's a quick example of what an aura looks like. Here's how it works. There are two layers to each aura. On the bottom layer is your image, or trigger. When the app recognizes an image as a trigger, an overlay plays on the top layer, making it seem like the picture is coming to life. This can be an animation or a video. As soon as you turn your phone away, the aura animation stops playing. To stop a video, simply exit the app. Here's how I see this working in the classroom. Imagine you have a static word wall. This strategy has been long used for struggling students and English learners alike. Now, Imagine that with each of these important words, you include a picture. Suddenly, the word is more accessible to these learners. But don't stop there. With Erasma, you can design auras for each of these words, creating a dynamic and unforgettable experience for learners of all types. Watch as our antagonist comes to life. Now let me explain how I did this. First, I found a picture of an antagonist that my students will recognize, Ursula from The Little Mermaid. Let's go there now. Then I knew I wanted a short clip for my overlay. I didn't want a full video, so I searched for an Ursula GIF. A GIF is an image file that supports short animation. I used this one, which presents Ursula. Here it is right here. It presents Ursula as the ultimate antagonist because she's disguised to be Prince Eric's love interest, but is in actuality the evil sea witch. This will give my students a chance to discuss the clip and explain to one another what qualities make her an antagonist. Now, after I saved both files, I went to the website to create my aura. Here are the steps to create an aura. First, you'll have to log in using a free account to Erasma. Then you'll click on Create New Aura up here. You'll see a big plus at the center of the screen. Click that, and then click on Browse right down here. Now you're going to select your trigger image. Certain trigger images, like this one that I found, won't work. The computer will actually tell you that the image is too dark and the lines aren't right. This image does work, but I really like the idea of accessing an image that my students knew. So here is my actual picture. I'm going to double click on this, or you can click it and select open. Notice that it automatically names my trigger Ursula Pick. That's what I named the picture, and that's what it will name my trigger, which is fine by me. But if you want to change the name, you can do so now. Click Save. Now there are many options you can employ at the bottom. You can zoom, you can change the shape, you can change the opacity, but I like my image the way it is, so I'm going to use this one and click Next, right up here. Now click the plus to upload the overlay and select the GIF or video file the same way you did before. So I'm going to the same file, it'll take me right back there, and I'm going to double click my GIF. Again, the GIF is called Ursula, so it automatically names my overlay Ursula. That's fine again. So I'm going to click Save. Now you're going to notice that the overlay is a default size. If you want it to match the dimensions of your photo, you'll have to stretch it using these handles. And you'll notice when I do that, it does change the image, the GIF, a little bit. It kind of distorts it a little bit. Now, you can preview it by using your app on your phone, or you can just trust that it's correct and click Save. Now it's going to take you back to your own auras after you click Close, and you'll see that I named this one prior to this tutorial. This is the one that I just created. And unless you share it, there was a share button, it will automatically be private. You will have to share it to have your students be able to access it. So be careful using copyrighted material, such as the material I'm using right now. Now, if you want to preview this, you'll click on this little button and click on full screen. Then you would use your phone's app to view the animation that goes with this. Trust me when I tell you it looks just like the animation that I showed you before. So this is just one use for Erasma. There are so many other possibilities, and a quick YouTube search for teaching with Erasma or Erasma in education will help you see how educators at all levels, not just elementary, but all the way up through AP psychology, use augmented reality to enhance student learning. So be brave, take a risk, and I hope you will try this one out. The last Tech10 resource I have for January is under the area of classroom management, and that's both a website and an app called Class Dojo. This is a really easy and fun way to motivate students in class. You can use it with teams by awarding table points. There are so many other uses as well. And it includes a parent portal for parents to view what's going on in class with their students with regards to behavior and attendance. I've heard great things about it. I know several of you are probably already using it. And Class Dojo came out with their own tutorial videos, which I've linked here. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great month.